is a covert narcissist? I've had to become an expert on this in a very short span of time, because after much research I discovered that I was married to one. So this is a labor of love from me to you, and healing and light, because it comes from the deepest parts of my soul. A covert narcissist is different from an overt narcissist, and I have made a video up here describing the two. The overt or grandiose narcissist, his reality is fed back to him through the reactions of others being very positive, and that it matches how he feels about himself. For example, he goes, yeah, I'm awesome, I'm the king, I am the best, I am blah, blah, blah. And more often than not, they are pretty good at whatever they do. The reality of the people around them will affirm and confirm and validate this. They will tell them, yes, you are the king, you are the best, you are amazing, you are blah, blah, blah. So his reality fortifies and solidifies his opinion of himself in his mind. When it comes to the covert narcissist, however, he is very withdrawn, anxious. He believes himself to be either a musical genius, an intellectual genius, a spiritual genius, if there's such a thing, a saint, or he will believe himself to be the best carpenter, designer, architect, chicken feeder, whatever. The problem is, due to his awkwardness, lack of EQ, and social anxiety, he cannot get the confirmation and validation fed back to him through reality, because most people do not like this character. He is usually a loner. The covert narcissist usually moves alone. They don't have friends. They don't have people that they can really count on. They have a bunch of acquaintances, but more often than not, their supply is intermittent and fleeting, because the people see them for who they are and flee. They don't stick around long enough. What is different from the overt narcissist is that the covert narcissist is very, very overcome with loneliness, depression, anxiety, and sadness. They often withdraw into themselves like a shell, and they stay quiet in a huge gray cloud. It's like this gray cloud of gloom and doom is just following them everywhere they go. They're immersed in it. They're not attractive personalities, whereas the overt narcissist can be a very attractive, charismatic, personality that attracts a lot of people to them like magnets. The covert narcissist doesn't attract anyone to them, or very rarely, or only after much work. They are extremely insecure, just like the overt, but it's more palpable that they're insecure and anxious. The overt narcissist, or the grandiose narcissist, is able to hide this undetected very well, whereas the covert narcissist, it's pretty obvious that he's got some issues. Like he's all up in his head all the time. Which one is more dangerous? The overt or the covert? Which narcissist is more dangerous? Well, I will tell you my opinion at the end, but let me give you the two factors that differentiate them in this regard. With the overt narcissist, you can spot them coming a mile away. You can see them for who they are. You can read directly into their plans and their red flags, because they're not very discreet about it. Yeah? When it comes to the covert narcissist, however, they will come to you as a little puppy dog, or that little Puss in Boots from Shrek with the big puppy dog eyes, or the big kitty eyes, and the fluff ball, and oh, I'm a victim, and oh, I was hurt, and people are so horrible to me, and they will feed into your sympathy and elicit the most emotional reaction from you, so that you can actually believe that they're a victim, and that poor them and woe is me, and you feel sorry for them. And then they do transactions, but they do acts of helpfulness or service or goodwill to you, or they're there to run an errand, or they're so giving and generous, or they help you out of a rut, or they, help you out with a food, or whatever it is in your life, putting up a cupboard, putting up a shelf, whatever it is, they will come to you as a hero. They will come to you as a victim, all at the same time. And they will play on your emotions to elicit and extract your sympathy so that you buy their bullshit, which will be wrapped in a red bow and flowers and whatever it is else that they do to love bomb you. But they will take longer to unwrap and unravel, and they will be doing nice things for you all along so that they get deeper and deeper and deeper into your psyche. When all of a sudden you're taking a run with them and you realize the mask drop and you're like, oh crap. There it is, there it is, there it is. I see it now. Oh my God. That's not who he really is. And that will be the biggest shock of your life. So whereas the overt or grandiose narcissist is like, you know, Jaws with the fin above the water and that music, you see it coming, okay? It's evident. You can see the threat. With the covert narcissist, it comes to you like a little cute leopard seal. Very friendly, very innocent looking, undetected. Until he's deep into your psyche. Until he's got you to marry him. And everyone believes he's a good guy because he's so quiet and he's so shy and he's so reserved. Oh, but he gives such good advice. Oh, but he's so smart and intellectual. Intellectual what? That he read the first page of Wikipedia on any and many topics so he can vomit it out again and seem like he knows a lot about something when he just knows surface level about anything. So he dupes people in this way. For example, that is an intellectual god. And then, you know, you don't see it. It comes to you like wrapped in rainbows and ribbons and bows and sprinkles and unicorn flakes. Unicorn flakes? Unicorn flakes. The more dangerous one, in my opinion, is the one that I married. Because if he was that overt, grandiose, macho, Johnny Bravo style narcissist, there's no way I would have married him. And you know, it's when they're so insidious and hidden and covert and cryptic and undetectable, that's the virus that you don't even know you have and that has infected your system until you fall very, very, very ill. And that's what I experienced. So that is the covert narcissist. So like I mentioned, and to recap, they are very anxious and avoidant in nature. They don't like to interact with a lot of people or anyone. They're very, very to themselves and reserved. People see this as a good thing, but it's not. It's because they have extreme anxiety with social interactions. They victimize themselves and tell huge amounts of sob stories to get you, to pull at your heartstrings and to get you on their side. They are very withdrawn and introverted. They have latent rage and hyper-competitiveness. So they have all of the traits of the overt narcissist. Once you've uncovered that they are a narcissist as well, then the rage will come flying out and all of the horrible things that you never expect to see will rear their ugly head. Those are the demons inside of him coming out. And please refer to my video on narcissism and demonic possession. They have, like the overt, terribly fragile self-esteem and crushed by the slightest offense. Cannot take jokes. Not a good loser. They have to win all the time. And they're very impulsive. They do things at a whim. So how they are different from psychopaths and malignant narcissists is that malignant and psychopaths are very calculating and they're not impulsive. They really plot and plan and machinate over something they want to do. Whereas this covert narcissist appears a bit sloppy, a bit impulsive, but rushed, doesn't think things through properly, makes a mess of things a lot of the time, doesn't think and calculate before he makes a decision. He just sort of rushes into it and creates chaos. So emotional instability and dysregulation, they will flip out and have a freak out over the smallest things. So prepared to have any important day where it's high stress. Of course, important days like weddings, funerals, birthdays, etc. are high stress days. They will flip out on that day, and they will spare no pain in ruining that day. They hate weakness. Both narcissistic types hate weakness in people. Sure, they'll exploit you, no doubt about that. But they hate the fact that you have no self-respect, no spine, no dignity, you don't stand up for yourself, you don't establish solid boundaries, you bend to their every whim, you give in to them very easily, and that you have no standards. They will use the crap out of you till you're completely drained and wasted. But they do not respect you. And they will always feel superior to you, and they will see you as weak in a very humiliating way. That you will look completely worthless and despicable to them, which is actually themselves that they're projecting, because they believe that they are weak and despicable. But they cannot stand to see that kind of weakness projected outside of them, and that someone could actually self-efface and grovel to their feet as you are. Well, I hope it's not you, but people do to them. Okay, they will force people to do that, but once people do that, they hate them. The covert narcissist has a profound sadness, depression, anxiety, frowning, furrowed brows, seriousness to them. They're sadomasochists as well. They love punishing themselves and inflicting pain on others. So to recap, they are worse than the overt narcissist because they fly below the radar. They're more easily triggered into narcissistic rage, and that is because they hide it and stuff it down so much that it comes up even further. Because the old saying applies, what you resist persists. So their manipulation is through victimhood, and you can be damn sure that they will take the worst revenge on you. If you cause them narcissistic injury of some sort, they will make sure that they hurt you in very demeaning and dangerous ways. So be careful, stay wise, and these are the signs. Please be on the lookout for them. So that's it from me on the covert, fragile, or vulnerable narcissist. All of those names are referring to one and the same type. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this makes you stronger, wiser, and better at detecting people who are not good for you. All my love. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.